I finally did it. I have sold my Subaru Crosstrek to Carvana. I will definitely miss my Subaru Crosstrek. Having said that, by selling my car, I have reduced my debt repayment time from 2 to 3 years down to less than 6 months. Despite the fact that I lived in that Crosstrek for about a year and a half and went on tons of adventures with it, I haven't really been able to use it that much lately, and I am ready to get the next 2 to 3 years of my life back. Talk about the sale to Carvana. I've actually been monitoring the price of my car for probably almost the last year now, and I have had periods of time where I've been able to sell it. About 3 months ago, I actually did try to sell it, but for some reason at some point in the process, Carvana got stuck on their end, and the sale didn't go through. It just sat there waiting until it eventually expired. Then, about a week ago, I got another offer from Carvana that looked very reasonable, and I accepted. Within a few hours, all the paperwork was done. I set up an appointment. The tow truck showed up later that day, and I had just enough time to remove all the camping equipment and my solar panel off the roof of my car. Don't have off-street parking at this apartment, so Carvana actually did show up with their tow truck. They put a lockbox on the car. They already had a car on their tow truck, and I suppose at some point later another tow truck showed up and picked up my car and took it away. I didn't actually see the car disappear. All I did was meet the driver. He did a quick inspection, and that was pretty much it. It was a very seamless, very quick process, which is what I was hoping for the first time I tried to sell it. Carvana is taking care of the loan. They are paying off the bank, they are dealing with all of them, and I managed to get a few $100s on top of that. What that means for me is that my budget has improved by about $1,000 a month, and I am really excited to have that much money cleared out of my budget. If you're wondering what is next, well, my adventures are all going to be done on my Berkta R5 Pro e-bike. So this actually has been my main mode of transportation for about the last 9 months or so since I first owned it. I'm rapidly approaching the 1,000 mile mark, and it has been fantastic. I did my first grocery run on this bike last week, and it did a really good job. I can also just walk to the grocery store, which I have also done. But now my outdoor adventures are going to be done with my e-bike or public transportation, because those are what I have access to. So that should be a little bit different and kind of interesting. So the reason why I decided to go with the e-bike is because there's no registration, there's no insurance, no special licenses needed to ride this. It's basically just the cost of electricity and the original purchase price of the bike. So it's very, very inexpensive to operate this bicycle, and it gets me around almost as fast as the car within the city at least. I have 2 batteries for this bike, and the range is about 70 miles in good weather. I can tell you it's definitely a little bit less now that it's winter time, but it's still pretty decent. So I will be going on longer adventures again, and that meant I had to get a little bit of equipment after I sold my car just to make this a little bit more winter-proof. So my sister actually got me these spoke reflectors. They are these very small tubes that are reflective, and they go on the spokes of the bike. Winter time, and I do most of my riding in the dark, you can see there's a ring of reflectors around the outside of the spokes, and that should help with visibility. The next thing I did was pick up a pair of motorcycle gloves. So these are actual proper motorcycle gloves, and they're meant for cold weather. They're a lot warmer and a lot more waterproof than a regular set of gloves. And I've been using these for about a week now, and I can say they make a huge difference in the temperature of my hands. They also have interesting features like little windshield wiper ribs on the finger there. And I'm sure they're going to be a little bit safer if I ever do crash. The thing I did was pick up this motorcycle helmet. So I've seen a lot of bikers, both regular analog bikes and electric bikes, wearing these full-face motorcycle helmets, and especially in the winter, I can see why. The really cold rain and somewhat icy rain hitting you at 20-25 miles an hour, which is about the top speed of this bike, it starts hurting quite a bit. So having a full face helmet should help a lot. The other issue that it should help solve is I wear glasses most of the time when I'm at work because I'm working with really dirty stuff. I don't want to wear contacts. And so when I'm riding to and from work, I'm wearing glasses. And when it's that misty rain that we get here in the Northwest, that stuff just covers the front of my glasses and I can't actually see very well. So having a proper helmet should help a lot with that problem. One thing I'm going to use to really help with the water on the helmet problem is I'm going to put some Rain-X. This is meant for plastic surfaces, and that's going to go on the plastic visor for my helmet. So hopefully that will help keep the water from sticking to my helmet and allow me a lot better visibility. Some other things that should help with this helmet is the fact that it's bright orange, so that should help people see me at night. And also it has this rear light, which is USB rechargeable, and that should be very good too. And for those rainy days, I have my high visibility rain suit. It's very lightweight. This one's probably a little too lightweight. It already has a tear in it, but I've had this for about 9 months and it's served me really well. It's kind of crazy to think that I can make $3,000 a month payments, but it does, in fact, just barely fit into my budget. And it's a short period of time, so I don't mind spending all my money on this for just a handful of months to get this debt gone. And that will open up so many more options for me in the future. Really excited to have one huge loan paid off, have my expenses low enough that I have a realistic timeline to pay off the rest of my debt, and then I get to decide what to do next. Exactly what happens next will depend on my job situation, my income at the time, and a variety of other things. I'll continue doing product reviews, going on e-bike adventures, and just having fun with the little bit of time that I do have.